Yo, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, they're going back and forth. That's what I want to talk about right here in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I did a part 1 to this video. Make sure you check it on the channel. I got a ton of content lined up, so check out some of the other videos. For what it's worth, Teofimo and Devin Haney are going back and forth. And let's start from right about here. This kind of kicked it off. You guys see it on the screen. Teo says, yo, Devin Haney, since you were so quick to jump in the mix for my WBO championship belt, let's make a fight happen so the world can see who is about that action. And no, you will not be the A side. I hold the king title of the division, 140 pounds as well. So don't run away. Right? He says, I came out of retirement, I guess, because the next move was for Devin Haney to fight Arnold Barbosa for my WBO title at 140 pounds. F that. I'm tired of helping this kid be something that he is not. And that's a real champion. So Teo fires off with the hostility. He goes on. Devin Haney responded to it, to the I came out of retirement and I'm tired of this kid basically mooching off me or whatever he said. And Devin says, your HOE, your never retired in the first place. Let's see if you really want to smoke. I'm going to be a 140-pound champion regardless. You asked for $20 million last time my pops talked to you. And that's true, at least not him specifically, but his dad, which is a part of his team. Teo responded and said, what? $20 million? I didn't even stat out that location of the fight, let alone put a price on the fight. What are you talking about, man? Start losing weight and we'll figure out the rest so we can give the fight fans a dream that will take over the sport of boxing. So Teo didn't directly say it, but his father did, which is an extension of his team. Teo did respond to this, and he says, my father/coach, he could say whatever he wants. He isn't a fighter. So whatever he says is not valid. If it doesn't come out of my mouth, it is not valid. My coach is not a fighter, and he does not speak for me. Enough is enough. Boxing is my career. This is from Teofimo. This, to me, was weird. He says, my father makes my career harder than it needs to be or needed when he speaks about things without my knowledge. Do I get upset? Absolutely. However, he's the only one that has ever believed in me in this cruel world. I support him for it, but not when it comes to business and boxing. Really weird. So in essence, it kind of feels like Teofimo is beefing with his own father, and or he's saying that his dad is on his own with the statements he's making. So his dad asking for $20 million, we as boxing fans, we're just supposed to dismiss that, even though he's your father and a lot of the other stuff you say mimics what your dad says. That's really weird to me. Now, the conversation has come up in boxing. Father and son duos, do they work in boxing? Obviously, they can work, Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Sr. But even Tim Bradley, I think he was one of the people that recently talked about it. Does this work? Does it mesh well or bode well in boxing when you have this? And if this is an example of a father and son duo, you got to kind of say it doesn't work. If he's now saying everything my dad tells the media no longer matters unless it comes from my mouth. I mean, is that the game we're really playing? That's kind of weird. He's your team. Why are you hiring your father? Why are you paying your father in that capacity to be your head coach if you don't trust what he says or his judgment or the information that comes through him on behalf of your career? Even though you're his seed and his blood and his fighter, we just have to bypass that. And then on top of that, when Devin Haney brings it up, says, hey, Last time my dad talked to your dad, you know, you wanted $20 million to fight me, which is all recorded in our record. Teofimo, if you look at it, he kind of played dumb. He's like, 20 million, huh? What are you talking about? I didn't ask for that. I mean, you didn't directly, but again, your dad did. And this tweet came before the other tweet where he said his dad doesn't speak for him. So I find that a bit weird. Devin Haney also said, let's do it when Teo called him out. We'll see. You know, ultimately, we'll see what transpires and happens from here on out. Devin Haney definitely, he got the crying Loma picture. Devin Haney definitely has a lot of options, I would say. I need to see, does he move up to 140 pounds? Is he going to tax his body and try to stay here? Lots of options, undisputed. But here's the thing, here's the kicker. Teofimo saying he's the A side. Devin Haney's at 35, undefeated, unblemished, has all the belts at 35. If he moves up to 40, he won't have any belts. You know, he's not going to have any belts. And Teo does have a belt, and he just decided to keep it. And that's at 140, the WBO belt. So with him keeping the belt, it makes things a bit more interesting. It makes things a bit more interesting because, again, Teofimo is a champion at 40, and Devin Haney, if he moves up, he won't be. But based on him having all the belts, he should have priority, on, at least on, I think, the WBO belt. Similarly to Alexander Usyk. When Alexander Usyk moved up, he was at cruiserweight. He moved up to heavyweight. And when Alexander Usyk moved up, he had first dibs or, you know, easy access, a direct route to Anthony Joshua, who had the WBO title at the time and unified the titles minus the WBC. He had access to that because Usyk was undisputed at cruiserweight. So it's the same thing here. Devin Haney, as you guys see in this picture, he has the belts. So him having the WBO would likely nab him a shot if he wants it, if he moves up kind of straight away or pretty soon thereafter, if there's no fight already in place. A lot of different ways that this can play out. I am very curious how it plays out. Devin Haney Teofimo is a fight I've wanted to see. Devin, I know, has called out for it. Teo didn't really seem as interested at the time. Instead, he fought Kambosos. And as you see in this picture, Devin Haney then went on to fight Kambosos after Kambosos beat Teo in his second home of New York, or his home, or whatever he's calling it. And he came out and beat Kambosos twice in his backyard. So he did what Teofimo couldn't do. I can definitely see a battle of egos, no pun intended, and that could prevent this fight or make it a stumbling block because Devin Haney's undefeated, beat the guy that Teo couldn't beat, but Teo himself is coming off a good win, and Devin won't be a champion, as I mentioned earlier in this video, at 140 pounds. Very interesting stuff to see how it plays out. You guys let me know in the comment section, who would you favor? I think Devin Haney has a strong chance to beat Teofimo Lopez based on his skill. He gained a lot of experience with the Lomachenko fight, but things could get more complicated at a new weight class. And if Teofimo looks as sharp as he did versus Josh Taylor, then it becomes a more difficult fight. So Teofimo, at this point, his pedigree, like, he shows up for his big fights so far, like Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. But then the fight that he was easily supposed to get by, which was George Kambosos, he ends up losing to. So he's kind of a wild card where you don't really know what you're going to get from a Teofimo Lopez versus a Devin Haney. His positioning and his recent fights and really all of his fights, you know what you're going to get. You know he's going to try to come in shape. He's a gym rat. And you know you're going to get a Devin Haney show out of it. And he's going to come do his thing. Teofimo, his performances have been a little bit all over the place. Let me know what you guys think. Will this happen? I think it also complicates things for Top Rank because they have a fighter who's willing to sit on the sideline unless he gets paid whatever he's expecting. So a lot. We'll see how it goes. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.